Welcome then folks to the second build for today in Forza Horizon 5. This one, much like the Aston Valkyrie from earlier on, is another car which I had never really bothered to do. I wasn't playing Horizon 5 as much by the time even this car came around. It's the Huracan STO. Interesting approach, more like a GT3 RS for Lamborghini kind of thing, picking up the baton from stuff like the Superleggera, etc. So, tremendously quick car, much like the Sesto Elemento, really precise, really, I would say twitchy in a good way kind of handling, so working upon that and making it even quicker for straight line performance, well, it should be pretty damn good overall. It's X-Class as well, so indicates it probably would be pretty damn good. So of course you want the 6.5 litre V12 Aventador swap. I always say these tunes aren't for purists, so you can kind of tell. 1500 horsepower, of course. You do want to, ironically, convert it for a Lambo to all-wheel drive, because it isn't, as standard, it's rear-wheel drive. Then as far as the turbo, of course you want the twin. Incidentally, if you don't care to do this yourself, you just want to go on my storefront and download it straight, as is, into the game, then use the code 412-100-943. And then you'll get it straight on the car. As far as the aero, of course we haven't done anything because it's just the front splitter, and you certainly don't need that for a speed build. As far as the tyres, of course you want your slicks. We've got the wider tyres as well, also the wider track on the wheels. And as far as the rims themselves, I've gone for the nice lightweight ones. On this occasion, the Advans, you can go for Wed Sport, Dimag. Like I pretty much always say, there are a number of rims which all fit that kind of bill, if you're looking for the lightest ones. As far as power, it's nice and simple, just for everything, to get you 1515 horses. And then as far as the braking, etc., of course you want to upgrade your brakes. For the suspension on this one, I've left it standard, because it's basically already racing spec. Some people like the drift one, so, do your thing if you want to, but you don't really need it. As far as the anti-roll, that is fitted front and rear, likewise with the roll cage, and of course, the weight loss. And then finally for the transmission, we have, for the gearbox, the 4-speed. Might seem strange for a track car, but 1500 horses, a huge amount of torque. It's got plenty of power to justify only having 4 gears. As far as the driveline, of course that is racing spec, as is the diff. So a pretty straightforward one, just spec everything to the max for this particular build. Now on paper, 1.6 to 60 even, that would be pretty quick, 3 to 100, and then 270 on paper flat out. It can actually do 272, so as with pretty much all of my builds, it is quicker than the game says on paper, which is a nice way to have it. 35 psi on the tyres though. For the gearing, 2.5, 273, 188, 138, and then 99. For the alignment, 2 degrees and 1.5 for the camber. Nothing for toe, 6 degrees on caster. As far as anti-roll, 50 and 30, springs on 95, 150, and of course the lowest ride height. For dampers, 9, 13, 6 and 9. Aero is set as low as you can go on the back. I know some people might be fooled by the fact that you can adjust the aero if you fit the racing one on the front. I would not recommend that, because you end up with more downforce anyway, even when you reduce it. So, pick your poison if you want to go for that. As far as brakes, that's non-adjusted. And of course for the diff, 30% front, 70 rear, and 70% on the torque split. So that's it for the build. Like I said, you could download it with the code, or you could follow this. But now, naturally, all that remains is to jump out to the road and show you what this car can do in practice. Now, like I said, this particular car is already a fantastic one to work with for the exact same reason as the Sesto Elemento. And even though we didn't realise it at the time, the Sesto Elemento kind of was the forebear, if you will, of picking up the baton between Gallardo and Huracan. And the STO feels like it's close to that kind of thing. It's not as good as a Sesto Elemento, don't get me wrong, certainly not a Forza edition, but this is a really good car. The handling at high speeds is a little twitchier than you might be used to, so if you make some slight adjustments on the steering, it will twitch from side to side, but that's great through traffic, and it means that for low speeds, it doesn't feel too heavy. If of course you want to make adjustments, you always can. More camber, less camber, change the centre split to 60% to have more grip over the front, all of these kind of things. But if you do decide to use this build for the car, like I said, I had not done this one back in the Xbox version of the game, so this is a genuinely brand new build, because I've never done any version of it before. So if you decide to use it, I hope you enjoy it. Follow me in the game at Corrupted Disc for all of my other builds, and of course here on the channel, if you prefer to do it yourself, and maybe make some changes. That's it though, I'll see you next time, and thanks for watching.